music and the Finger Lakes, you found the right spot. I'm Janelle Bradshaw, and I'm here to talk about this week's music in the Finger Lakes region. I'm here on behalf of FLXmusic247.com. That's a searchable online calendar where you can find all the live music in the Finger Lakes. Well, maybe not all, but a lot of it. There's currently close to 1,000 events on the calendar for the upcoming weeks. It's super easy to find music in the Finger Lakes if you find the website. You just click on the date and the events unfold in time order, and you can search by, use the color code to search by area, general area, or you can hone in specifically on a particular town or a venue. So I'm here to tell you about the hot spots, the hot shots, some tried and true, and something new for the week of July 20th through the 26th. Let's get started. I'm on the right one. Okay, so for the hot spots in the Finger Lakes, these are venues that I think have great offerings as far as their venue, their view, their people, their offerings, and including their music this week. So Atwater Winery, which is a few miles north of Watkins Glen on the east side of Seneca Lake, has a singer-songwriter series that they offer each Thursday happy hour time. This week they'll offer a regional favorite, Rachel Beverly. Rachel is a singer-songwriter, and she's out of the Cortland area, and she writes a lot of her own stuff. She does play some covers as well, and she'll be at Atwater on Thursday the 20th from 6 to 8. She'll also be performing the following Wednesday at Brightleaf Winery over in King Ferry on the 26th. Keep your eye out for her. She's an up-and-coming star. Vineyard View is a beautiful winery over on the west side of Keuka Lake, a little bit high up on the hills. Got a great view of the vineyard and the lake in the distance. They have music on Friday evenings throughout the summer, and they're offering Old Hippies on the 21st from 5 to 7:30. Now, I don't know if Old Hippies is a great band or not, but, you know, being a little bit of an old hippie, maybe not that old, but and I think I saw some Old Hippies before. The Old Hippies is an acoustic duo that's going to play some favorites from throughout the eras, especially the prime time hippie era of the 60s. That'll be a great show, and they'll have a food truck over there for you. It's just a beautiful afternoon. Check it out. Also in the same neighborhood, you can check out some music at Abandoned Brewery, not too far from Vineyard View, just still up high up on the hill. They have a great refurbished barn. It's called Abandoned because the barn and property was generally abandoned until the owners transformed it into this little magical heaven where they offer live music on Friday and Saturday. Brian, I can't say his last name, you'll have to look it up. I can so say it. It's Tomaszewski. Brian Tomaszewski will sing solo on Friday from 5 to 7, and on Saturday it'll be a party atmosphere with Soul Encounter, which is a classic rock band with a female-fronted vocalist. Should be a good time. Saturday 3 to 6 up there outside of Penn Yan at Abandoned Brewery. Our friends down in Watkins Glen at Landon's, Bob and Shelley Landon put on a fantastic weekend series each weekend. They offer some DJs for the late nights and live music on Saturdays and sometimes Sundays, but this week we welcome Bad Bear, which is a classic rock band, I think out of Elmira, and they'll be performing Saturday 8 to 11. DJ Wildside will be performing Friday night from 9 to 1 for those late night people who want to party in Watkins Glen. There's not too many places to party late night in Watkins Glen, but Landon's is a place. They have a wonderful bar and lots of great food offerings and specials each week. So say hi to Bob and Shelley if you head down there. Another undiscovered gem here in the Finger Lakes, well, it's not undiscovered. Lots of people in Seneca Falls head to the Clam Man's Party House, but I'm not sure about people from the general Finger Lakes area. If you're looking for something fun to do on a Tuesday night, head on down to the Clam Man's Party House right outside of Seneca Falls. This week they're welcoming a national recording artist, Rusty Wright, who will be playing some hard rock and blues, and it should be a super fun night. They offer a buffet. Dewey's Buffet is famous in Seneca Falls, but if you haven't had it, the buffet and music, I believe it's $10.99 plus tax. They offer soup, a full buffet, and dessert. The bar is very reasonable, and you can take the whole family out to the Clam Man's on Tuesday nights and have a great time. There's plenty of people there, room to dance, inside and outside seating. Another amazing place in Canandaigua, right off the main street, back on Bemis Ave, is Rio Tomatlan. And Rio is a Mexican restaurant, and believe me, I've spent some time there. My friend Gonzo runs the Flemo Wednesdays, and it's an opportunity for musicians to get together and present music in an informal setting. Typically, the host band will play a few tunes, and then they'll open it up for open mic contributions. And we've been drawing some amazing local artists from both the Rochester and Finger Lakes areas to get together. And the program rotates each week. So this week coming up on the 26th from 6 to 9 is Song Circle and Blues Night. So it should be really fun. If you sing, if you play, if you love music, come hang out with us and get a great dinner and a full bar. They have some very innovative Latin influenced and infused beverages there at Rio Tomatlan. And I highly recommend it. Hope to see you there sometime. I typically show up on Jazz Night, which is the third Wednesday of the month. Anyway, let's head on to some of our hot shots in the Finger Lakes area. This board reflects my picks for some of the great bands that you can see. And I don't know, you're going to notice, you're always going to notice, I'm a little bit influenced by jazz and other kinds of innovative music. I love all kinds of music, but if I hear somebody who is just a little bit off the beaten path, that just makes my ears perk up, and I like to highlight those people. You can find all of the regular artists that are performing, and some of the artists in the Finger Lakes perform week after week in different spots, and it's really great to see that you can go out and find them all over the Finger Lakes. But I'm going to be highlighting a few of these people that you might not have heard of before in this segment. So get right on the calendar, FLXmusic247.com, to find your favorite musicians wherever they're playing this weekend. But in Canandaigua at Prosecco's is a long-standing, incredibly delicious Italian restaurant that sits out on Route 322, and they have music every week, 3 and 4 times a week. And this week, I'd like to highlight the artist Connie Fredericks Malone. She's a jazz vocalist, and she performs in the area. She's performed for some pretty important events, including recently, I think last year at the New York State Equal Rights Heritage and Welcome Center in Auburn. But she's going to sing on Friday from 5:30 to 8:30. Also at Prosecco's this week coming up is Mike Polano on Thursday, the 20th, and a good pal of mine, music pal Melvin Henderson, on Saturday. So check out Prosecco's. You might want a reservation. You can quickly make those easily on Open Table, and there'll be a link on my page to get to that. Also, another jazz duo. I have to highlight this gentleman. Bob Snyder is a professor at Eastman School of Music, and he's just a phenomenal guitar player and person. He'll be playing in a duo on Thursday the 20th at Brewery Ardennes. Another beautiful place to hang out. I've been going there most weeks because I'm involved with the program, and we've been having a great time. Great people, great setting, and the music is really fine. John Bolger is a staple in the Penn Yan area, and he plays around the Finger Lakes quite a bit. He plays as a solo act, and he also has a full band, and he is focused mostly on classic rock and blues. Super fine young man, and this week you can catch him at the main deck from 7 to 10 on Friday the 21st. Friday is the 21st. Check. Got it. John Bolger, main deck. Band I heard this past spring who's out of Boston, so when she's in town, you got to find her, and she is in town this coming weekend, and you got to find her. She has an outstanding show. Annie and the Fur Trappers is kind of like a classic 30s band in period dress, playing some of the best music from that era. She's a trumpet player, and she also has a full horn section and great rhythm section, and again, how many times have I already said it? Super nice people. So if you head down there to Steuben Brewing, which is high up on the west side of Keuka Lake, there's lots of music going on in that corridor, and Steuben usually has a great program. She'll be there on Sunday, the 23rd, from 3 to 6. And also, if you're in the neighborhood on Saturday and you want to check out Steuben Brewery, another great duo is Los Blancos, and they'll be playing some fun party music from 4 to 7 on Saturday. Flint Creek is a huge hit in the area. They play modern country music, they have some throwback traditional country, and they also have some throw forward when they do a little bit of rock country. But they're going to be performing at one of our favorite venues, Miranda Cheese, on Sunday the 23rd from 2 to 5. Again, if you're in the neighborhood on Saturday, you can't make it there on Sunday, head out on Saturday 2 to 5, and you can see another band that I've noticed hasn't been playing as much this year, so this might be the time to catch them. It's Ryan Spatafora, Seeing Double. So I believe it's an acoustic duo. I think Ryan plays with his old man. I don't know how old he is. That was a joke. But they'll be there Saturday, 2 to 5 at Miranda. Another great person to see. And back in the region from a move to Louisiana is Hannah PK and the Blue Hearts. She's going to be performing in Rochester and around the region for the last 2 weeks in July. So if you were a fan of hers from last year or before, come on out and see her while she's in town. She'll be performing Wednesday the 26th from 6 to 9 at the Geneva Lakefront as part of the Geneva Lakefront Concert Series. Hannah is a South Korean woman. She writes her own music. She's a keyboard player. She's got so much heart, and she has played with so many of the great area musicians. I'm sure she's going to bring a great band. It should be a wonderful time. And at the lakefront at Geneva this year, they offer food trucks and beverages so you can enjoy outside as well. The visitor center will be open, and in the case of rain, the visitor center right next door, I guess it's the welcome center right next door, will be open as a rain location. So make sure you find Hannah PK. It's a completely enjoyable set that she'll offer. Boogie woogieing on those keys and lots of other blues. So the tried and true segment is where I like to present those places and those artists that you know you're going to have a great time at. They bring it every week, and they bring it great. So this year, the 31st anniversary of the Grassroots Festival. This week, Thursday the 20th through Sunday the 23rd. You just got to get, if you want to get to the link via my site, that's great, or type in grassroots.org and check out what they're doing down there. It's grown and grown and grown and grown. And it's funny, I read this little thing. Maybe you've heard of the band Donna the Buffalo. And it's such a weird name, right? Donna the Buffalo, like Donna, comma, the Buffalo, Donna the Buffalo. But I read a story where the person who suggested the name for the band said Dawn of the Buffalo. Get it? D-A-W-N, Dawn of the Buffalo. But the person misheard it and wrote it down Donna the Buffalo. So that name is stuck, and that's a long-standing band. They're performing several times at Grassroots. They're the home band. And there's so many great regional acts playing down there. Lots of music friends will be at the Grassroots Festival. There's workshops, vendors, all sorts of stuff. There is a ticket. Get on there. If you buy it in advance of, well, today's the day. I think if you can buy Friday, Saturday, Sunday tickets in advance, I think there's a $10 discount, but there are tickets at the door as well. Ventosa Vineyards is a tried and true venue. They offer weekly music throughout the year. They have a beautiful, beautiful winery. Yeah, the winery room. It's gorgeous. It's like a Tuscan influenced room. So it's got super tall ceilings, lots of tile. Their view across to the west is incredible, and they offer the music on Wednesday evenings, and in the summer they put them out on the patio. But this Friday the 21st from 7 to 10, our local legends, the Echo Men, will be performing. That's a ticketed event. I believe there's a dinner option on that, and it'll be a super beautiful evening. When we hosted a party at Ventosa this past March for the Jazz Festival, they just made it very special. So the room is special. The artists are amazing. It's air conditioned. You'll have a great night. Views out the window across the lake. Really great. Down at Point of the Bluff, also on the west side of Keuka Lake, high up on the bluff, they offer music almost all week. There's Thursdays in the tasting room and Sundays in the tasting room, and then these concerts come up. They put together this incredible concert venue that's upscale but rural at the same time. So favorite Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which is a horn band of the 70s. I don't know how many original members are in the group. I could have probably looked that up for you, but it's going to be on Saturday. If you like the music of the 70s, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. All I remember is the trumpets, so because I'm a trumpet player, and it'll be great. I think you should go there. In Auburn, Next Chapter Brew Pub is right in town in the little mini mall in Auburn, and they're on the tried and true board because they offer music every Friday and Saturday as well. This week they're going to present Jim VanArsdale and the Healers. Jim VanArsdale is a super involved musician in the Auburn area. Has a he has an organization called Preform for Purpose, where he gives lessons and develops musicians in the area, and they go out and offer themselves for fundraisers and other events. So that's super admirable, and Jim's an upstanding guy and a great guitar player. Also on Friday, you can catch Connor Van Epps. He'll be singing solo on Friday from 6 to 9. So that's a great place to check out. Good brews. They have a stone-fired pizza oven there, and they have some nice items on the menu. Super nice people. Again, that's all I can say. Everywhere you go in the Finger Lakes, you're going to run across a lot of super nice people. Keg and Barrel. Wow. Keuka Lake again, only this time on the east side. Keg and Barrel is a restaurant that has 20 taps available of local and regional craft brews. They have a new and improved deck with some covered seating outside and a beautiful view of Keuka Lake to the west. And they're offering States Apart, which is a duo playing covers and favorites. And original indie rock band St. Vith will play. St. Vith keeps getting elevated in their status. They're branching out and playing at a lot of venues around the area as well as out of the area, and have become a festival favorite. So look forward to seeing them play. That will be Saturday 5 to 9. Say hi to Jim down there if you head on down to Keg and Barrel. And in Phelps, we have Crafty Ales and Lagers. And oddly enough, St. Vith is playing Saturday, and one of their band members and songwriters, Oliver Berta, will play Wednesday the 26th in Phelps for Crafty Ales and Lagers. Crafty Ales and Lagers is a small place right off of Main Street in Phelps, and they've recently redone their tasting room. It looks beautiful. They have an outdoor patio, partially covered so you can enjoy the outdoors, and it's just a little seclusion right off the main road. Super great, and the beer, well, it's great. Mike will help you out at Crafty Ales. Whew, let's keep going. Now, the Something New board, again, these are things that catch my eye, either a new band or a new place. So I noticed down in Hammondsport they're having a Thursday concert series every afternoon from 6 to 8 p.m. And this week's band is the Blue Jays, with a Z there, and they're advertising Roaring 20s Jazz. So this should be some super great Louis Armstrong style. If you're not a huge jazz fan, you have to love Roaring 20s Jazz because it's just swing time, lots of horn influence, and it gets you up off the blanket. Do a little two-step down there. Check that out in Hammondsport. I noticed that Torrey Park Grill right in Geneva, one of my long-standing favorite places to go for dinner, had many family events at the Torrey Park Grill, and maybe you know across the street is Club 86, and the two places are affiliated. But Kate and Dave are playing. Kate Schmidl Ferguson. She's got two names. She's a classically trained. Sorry, Kate. She's a classically trained vocalist, and she and Dave Kuykendall will be putting on a jazz and swing influence set. Not exclusively jazz, but it's just got some super great songs off the standards list, and they spice it up with some other covers. They're going to play on Monday, the 24th at 5:30, and I was surprised, but I checked it out, and if it's on Facebook, it's real, and it's really there. So I think I'm going to head there because I love their music, I love that restaurant, and hope to see you there. A new place that came on my radar this year is Rooster Hill Vineyards. Rooster Hill Vineyards is another Keuka Lake vineyard on the east side, and they're offering every other week a music and pizza buffet event. On Tuesday from 5 to 8, they're offering Mike Lucy, who's a regional favorite, singer-songwriter, soloist, and what the word that caught my eye was pizza. I didn't put it on the screen behind me, but pizza buffet. So it's a $20 ticket, gets you music, pizza buffet, and some wine to go with that. So it's a super great deal and a beautiful place. I recommend you head down there and check them out on Tuesday night. Another Tuesday event event series that goes on is at Barnstormer, and they offer live music every Tuesday from 5 to 8, and they also have a beautiful setup there. They face to the east. They're down near Watkins Glen, and they typically have a food offering. I'm not sure if it's the same every week, but I've eaten there before, and it was really tasty. And sitting outside listening to singer-songwriter Scott Tremolo will be a beautiful evening. And another thing, like Tuesday's the new Thursday for me. Like lots of people go out on Thursday night to get ready for the weekend. Well, I guess I'm going out Monday, and then I'm going out Tuesday, and then I'm probably going out Wednesday, and probably, Thursday. It's 7 days a week here in the Finger Lakes for live music, especially in the summer. So find something to do. Don't sit home and grumble. Just get in the car and start driving. You'll find some amazing things. Another late in the week, or early in the week, depending on how you see it, but Fox Run Winery down outside of Penn offers their Grapes, Griddles, and Fiddles series on Wednesdays from 6 to 8. This week they're offering Hold Your Horses group, which is a nice country-influenced duo, and that'll be super fun. There's food and beverage for purchase as well there. And another event hot on my new list is a partnership between Central New York Jazz and the Sherwood Inn. Now, if you've been to Skinny Atlas, I'm sure you've heard of the Sherwood Inn. It's a very historic building right across the street from the lake downtown, and they offer happy hours in the bar room on Sundays. I can never find who's playing, but I'm pretty sure most Sundays from 4 to 7 they have live music. But I noticed that they're going to be doing this every other Wednesday event where it's dinner and jazz. So you can get to their site via my site to find out what the menu is and how to call in for reservations. I don't think there's a link for a ticket. I think you actually have to pick up the phone and call them and make a reservation. So we hope the Sherwood Inn will continue with their technology so that it'll make it easier for visitors to find their music and to make reservations. Hopefully they're not listening to this podcast right now. Just my recommendation. But anyway, Edgar Pagan is a phenomenal bass player. He plays a lot of Latin influenced music. I've seen him in probably 4 or 5 different bands, and every time I just can't take my ears off his music. He's an amazing musician, super friendly fellow, and if you can hear him playing jazz, it'll be even better. There is, a price associated with that. It might be great for a special event if you need a birthday dinner or something like that. Check them out. Oh, well, we're already ready to go on to the list of what's coming up. There's still so much coming up in the Finger Lakes. I have more work to do to find even more for you, but here's a few coming up in the next couple of weekends. This week, it won't be on the calendar, so if you're listening to the podcast, you'll have to find it. The Indigenous Music and Arts Festival, which is held each year at Gananogan over outside of Victor. It's a focus on all things Native American, and it's a super family-friendly event. The music will be traditional Native American music. The art will be traditional Native American art. The Gananogan Historic Site has a lot of artifacts, and I believe they have a longhouse there. But it'd be a super great place to take your family and check out our history that came before right here in the Finger Lakes. Another way to experience history that came before right here in the Finger Lakes is this coming weekend in Seneca Falls. Convention days will occur. On Friday, we have the super incredible event coming, the Women's March, which is held a couple of times a year. This year it's really special. We are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Equal Rights Amendment being proposed by Alice Paul in 1923. 100, count them, years ago. It's still not passed, but us women, we're still trying. I've heard there's going to be some visiting dignitaries. I myself will be performing with the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Choir out of Geneva under the direction of Patricia Blue at 5 o'clock. And there'll be speakers and other musicians performing at the Academy Square right here in Seneca Falls. And then on Saturday, the National Women's Hall of Fame is offering a small festival with vendors, and Aaron and the Backwaters Blues Band will light up the afternoon from 5 to 8 p.m. right down on the canal side near the National Women's Hall of Fame. And just a note, if you wanted to go in the National Women's Hall of Fame, if you were here this weekend, sorry, you can't. It's under construction right now. But there's other museums in town to visit, like the National Women's Rights Museum right across the street, and we also have the Waterways Heritage and Tourism Center right on Main Street in Seneca Falls, not to mention the It's a Wonderful Life Museum. So there's lots of stuff to check out. Oh, and the Seneca Falls Historical Society too. So if you head to Seneca Falls and you need some more history, there's lots of places to see while you wait for the music to start at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Another long-standing music festival run out of Skinny Atlas, and I'm working to get those events on the calendar just this week, is the Skinny Atlas Music Festival, which offers tons of different types of music and lots of different venues. Some of the music, like Joshua Redman, will be performing at Anula's Vineyard for the last concert on August 19th, but they offer classical music in some smaller settings, including a few churches in Skinny Atlas. There's other venues. I'll get that up there, but just so that that's on your radar. Those are almost all ticketed events, or some of them are. And Skinny Atlas is a great place to hang out for the day as well. Did I say that right? A bluegrass festival, Pickin' in the Pasture, is coming up in August. That's another long-standing area favorite festival. You'll see a lot of musicians that you know down there in Lodi, up on the hills, August 24th to 27th. That's on the calendar. You can click to get to the website for more information. Aurora Fest in Aurora, New York, coming up late in August. I'd also like to draw your attention to our local public theaters. And I'm going to flip my paper over and read these to you. Holy Toledo. So in Ithaca, you know, the State Theater, the Hangar. We have Homer Center for the Performing Arts over in Homer, New York, which is a little bit north of Ithaca on the east side. Don't forget the Auburn Public Theater in Auburn. We have Bristol Valley Theater in Naples. The Smith Opera House in Geneva. Fort Hill Performing Arts. Rev, which has a new name, which is the Merry-Go-Round Theater in Auburn. These are all gems of our area. They offer incredible acts that you would typically have to drive to an urban center to see. So get on those websites and find something to do. Make a special event. It's funny if you think about your life. You know, we always reminisce about our memories with our families, and what do we remember? We don't remember the soccer game, unless it was a really special one. We don't remember, I don't know, going to the park that one day. But you remember, oh, I remember when I saw that show. I remember when we went to this and we did that. You have to make these little memories that you can anchor in your family's memory, so that when you can say, what did we do in 2023? Oh yeah, we went and saw and that was the coolest thing ever. It's also inspirational for the young people in your life, because they look around and see what they might want to be when they grow up. And one area that often is overlooked is the opportunities in theater, in music, in art, in artistic technology, all those things. So, you know, it might be inspirational for a young person in your life to see that, hey, if they have a love of those things, I can be that, I can do that, it's not out of reach. So that's just my advice anyway. Local farmers markets, don't forget them. Trumansburg, of course, has that weekly music program running from 4 to 7 on Wednesdays. But there's also music at the Three Bears Historic Site in Ovid, New York on Fridays at 5:30. There's music, once again, Slick Sly, a super great, friendly artist, performs each week at the Geneva Farmers Market. He does kind of a hybrid music. He has some recorded stuff and he plays with them, but he keeps the day moving for us. There's music in Newark. The Seneca Falls Farmers Market has some pickup players that stop in. There's the Canandaigua Farmers Market. Ithaca, I know for sure, has music at their farmers market, and on Thursdays, Point of the Bluff also has a farmers market that offers music, and Fridays at Seneca Lake Resort there's a farmers market. So, you know, it's the perfect world. Some place to shop, get some food, take some food home, hear some great music, meet some new people. Also, the last thing I'd like to suggest is that if you are a musician of any kind, or you have a musician in your family that needs a little poking and prodding, local open mics are the best way to go. Most of them are hosted by kind and generous musicians that are looking to make you sound good. So you can plug in and play, or you can play acoustically, or you can sing. Sometimes you can sing for 15 minutes. If you're still shy, you can probably sing one song or two songs, but there's nothing like breaking the ice, and once you get on the stage and you feel the rush of the adrenaline from sharing your music with other people, you'll get super excited and maybe go home and even practice more and more. But there's open mics, oh my word, there's so many. Monday night's open mic at the Social Restaurant at the Naples Hotel. I think Lucky Hair, but I'm not sure where. On Tuesdays, you can always catch open mics, again, somewhat theme oriented at the Twisted Rail in Geneva with my friend Michael George Gonzalez and Flema. On Wednesdays, every week in Canandaigua. Thursdays, if you like late night party kind of jamming out, you can head to Jose and Willie's in Canandaigua, and more. Moondogs every other Wednesday in Auburn. Tuesdays at the Auburn Public Theater. Should I keep going? Oh, and Saturdays, Fridays at Brews and Brats in Arbor Hill down in Naples. There's lots of them. I try to get them on there. If you see one, check them out. The other great thing about open mics is that you discover people that you never heard before. And sometimes those people who are just getting involved at the moment become, next year's superstar. So it's really great. Lots of great people to hear. Get out and hear some music. Enjoy your time in the Finger Lakes. There's so much more that I didn't have time to talk about, all on the calendar. Just click on it and have a great time. We'll see you out and about. If you see me and who, or if you see my other mascot, Emily, my creative director on Instagram, wearing the FLX Music 247 t-shirt, make sure you say hi and introduce yourself. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and if you're a musician, if you're a venue, if you're a person that's hosting an event that has live music, please get in touch with me, and we'll see how we can promote your music. Seems to be there's about 2,000 people a week looking at the site, so it's pretty directed at music lovers. And I always love to think about it. If one person looks at the site, they're typically going out with somebody else, and maybe even more. So the ripple effect is great. So this is direct marketing toward music lovers specifically. So let's get the word out about the site, and then find your favorite bands. Here we go. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. Thank you.